Diving headfirst into Coronado athletics. You're listening to the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. This is the High School Fan Zone on a Wednesday night. We'll make the swerve from baseball to track and field. I got to call up both honor rolls here. I've got the girls up. Although Owen, to my left here, was in the baseball press box last night. I don't know if you heard me, Owen. Coach Gomez was here, Lubbock High. I was debating whether to go to their game or the Coronado game. I made a good choice because what time did you get home?
I got home around 8:30, 9.
Nice quick game. Their game went to like almost 11. So I chose wisely. I'm glad I got to hang out with you.
Indeed, and it was a good game.
Yes, and it was a good game. And the Mustangs beat Lubbock Cooper. Lubbock Cooper people won't probably not like me mention that again, but it was a great, well-pitched game. We're going to talk about track and field because this week is kind of the start of, I'm going to let the track coaches explain what it is now because it's money time now. Mm-hmm. It's the Lubbock Invitational this week. Next week is district. A week off, then regionals, then everything kind of starts stacking up. Introduce yourselves down there for folks on TV and so that they know voices.
Yeah. Amy Withrow, girls head track coach.
I am Thomas Adams. I'm the boys head track coach.
Thomas, this is your first year?
Yes, this is my first year as the head track.
Okay. Have you been at Coronado
Yes,
for a while?
Sir. This is my third year there.
You got there with Andrew?
Yes, sir.
And then you also help with football?
Yes, sir. I'm the inside receivers.
Okay. I've seen you out there. So does that mean, do you get to take some credit for Campbell?
A little partial. We kind of split Campbell between me and Coach Jones.
I would take as much credit now. Campbell's got a lot of natural ability.
He does.
And just watching him last night, that kid is an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
So have you all been able to talk him to come out and run at all?
Unfortunately, just with the way our track schedules worked out and the baseball, it just unfortunately hasn't lined up for us this year.
And I bet there's probably some football coaches down in San Antonio that are like, nah, let's stick to one sport and stay as healthy as we can because he's going to go play it's actually D1 football. UI is Incarnate Word. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know that. I've known Campbell most of his life. I've known his dad quite a while. So when he came on the show, I was like, I think I've known you for a while. And y'all are going to miss that kid at your school.
Yeah.
He's made an impact. Introduce these two because these two are here because they make an impact for you guys.
Yeah, to my right, this is Ayanna McCormick. She's a senior. She's a big, vital role to just the Lady Mustang program. She ran cross country for me. I'm super grateful for that, which she did that to help her in basketball, which is also carried over into track. And so, and then same for Owen.
Owen Edwards, who, when we talked last night, you've played a little bit of everything.
Yes, sir.
Give us your quick resume. What all have you done in your time at Coronado?
Freshman, sophomore year, I played football, and then through my junior year, basketball, and then track all 4 years. And then last year, Coach Withrow wrote me into running cross country for her.
There you go.
And this year.
And this year as well, yeah.
That means you get to have a lot of different things on your letter.
A lot of experience, yeah.
So, and Ayanna, you were a really good basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all took some pretty big steps this year. So you've made an impact this year as well. Is this your sport, though? Is this where you shine?
Yeah. I just love it. It's just an amazing sport.
I've got the honor roll called up so we can go through where you're at in the city honor roll, but tell me what your events are.
I run the 4x2, the 400, and the 4x4. I
always like it when you mention the relays first. That means you've got a little bit of team-oriented to you. So, Amy, why has she been so good Now, cross country is one thing. That's different. Like you said, that helps in basketball, but she's talking about sprints here.
Well, it's a funny story real quick with Ayanna. When she was the very first athlete I met when I took the job at Coronado, and she was basketball course, and then she came out to track after basketball season, and she didn't have the most success that she wanted. She kind of didn't find her niche. She was like, I'm a 100, I'm a 200 girl, like everybody is. And she didn't really love the sport at the time. I think there's a lot of changes. And then last year, we just kind of got the idea, you got long legs, she's got a beautiful stride, let's try you in the 400. And she ended up loving it. And she's one of the girls that brings in that tenacity and that energy of the 400. And a thing about Yaya, we call her Yaya, but the thing about Ayanna is she's going to do whatever you ask. And we had a really unfortunate mishap that happened the week before the district meet last year with my starter on the 4x2. And I was thinking in my brain, who can I trust? Who can just go do it? I went up to Yaya and I was like, can you start my 4x2 in the blocks for me? She's never done it, never came out of blocks in the 4x2. Did it, sealed it, got us all the way to 3rd place at regionals last year, running the fastest time. And she was a big contribution to that.
She's still in that spot, right?
I'm sorry?
She's still in that spot.
She is. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. She's not going to lose that spot. But then the 400 cross country's helped her get her time down, and she's thriving. So she's going to be a big spot to fill.
We'll talk about Owen and his events when we come back. Ayanna, I said this to somebody before. I was actually a sprinter when I was in high school. 400 did not interest me. That was too far. At 200 yards, I'm done. So we'll talk more Coronado track and field when we come back after this break on the High School Fan Zone.
Your inside look into Coronado sports. This is the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. This is the High School Fan Zone. We're in the Mustang Fan Zone right now talking track and field because the Lubbock Invitational is Friday and Saturday. Weather's not affected that, correct? Mm-hmm. Everything's still good. Friday and Saturday, it's an all-day, most of the day thing Friday, and then most of the day on Saturday. At Lowry Field, I think it's most public schools from Lubbock. I know a few of them are having their own thing Thursday night, and it's a big event. I was just talking about because Monterey and Lubbock High play baseball that Saturday. Monterey and Monterey and Caprock play softball. Good luck finding parking places. Y'all don't have to worry. You just jump in the bus and they'll wave you in. But it's going to be kind of crazy out at Lowry Field because there's a lot of stuff going on. All right, Amy, I just mentioned this. You're one of the longest tenured coaches at Coronado. How many years are we at Coronado now?
This is only my 3rd.
And There's been a little bit of turnover.
Yes.
You come from San Angelo, correct?
No, I'm actually coming from Mississippi.
I knew that. But you went to Angelo State.
No, I went to Lubbock Christian. I went to school there, but I was coaching at Mississippi University. So
wow. Which one?
I was at Mississippi College. They're Mississippi University now, and then I was at Harding University before that.
And we talked about Harding. There's a lot of connections with where I've been in places like that. Mm-hmm. So this Texas stuff still sort of new to you?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I haven't been back to Texas before this in about 10 years, so it's grown a lot. Mm-hmm.
For both of you guys, Thomas, did you come and compete at any events, any track events when you were in high school at Childress?
In Childress, we mostly did events and track meets towards like the Amarillo area or Canadian or Tulia and their places. We never really traveled towards this way. Usually until we hit like area or regionals where we might go either here or we might have went to ACU and competed in regionals there.
I'm going to throw a bouquet out here because y'all's boss, and I've heard this from people way outside of Lubbock, nobody runs a better track and field meet than Mike Meeks.
Amen to that.
That guy, he takes a lot of pride in it. He was the head track coach at Coronado at one point, and those meets are smooth. Because you go to some and they're not quite as smooth. So
we're all for the city meet again if Coach Meeks is listening.
There we go. Yeah. Because it's Lowry Field. Well, let me correct that. I think your district meet is at Lubbock Cooper this year. Mm-hmm. And Devin runs a great meet too. Devin's a young pup. Yeah. They've done great. And the Don Black relays. This is for a city this size. Also, there's a lot of things you can say that about, but track and field here. If you want to come and compete in a good meet, this is a place to go. Mm-hmm. Owen, you're going to be competing in your 2nd or 3rd Lubbock Invitational?
This would be my 3rd one.
All right.
On varsity, yes, sir.
Same question for you. What are your events?
The 4x4, I anchor that, and then open 4. And then I'm trying to get Coach Adams to toss me in another relay, but he won't do it.
He wants to make sure you're fresh for those other ones.
Yeah, runoff.
So I was going to say this. Ayanna, 400, I understand it's the most... What do you coaches say? The 400's the purest race because it's a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. Y'all are still a little bit crazy. You're not as crazy as the distance runners. I remember telling Reese Pena, what's the matter with you? Why, if you want to go 2 miles, go get in a car and drive it. Mm-hmm. Why the 400? Both of you. Why is the 400 so appeal to you?
To me, I think it's the toughest race. I think it's the toughest thing you can go do in track. I've always said I would never do anything more than a 400 until I did cross country. That still applies to track, though. I think it's the hardest race to prepare for. So yeah.
I think it just shows like who really wants it more. Like it's just such a good race to watch because it really just comes down to who wants it more in the end. Mm-hmm. And training for it is definitely not easy.
No, because it's physical, but it's also mental because you got to run fast, but you also have to make sure you don't run out of gas. Mm-hmm. When did that become your event?
Mine last year. That's when I started running it, and then I really realized like I could really be good at this, so I decided to stick with it.
What about you, Owen?
For me, it was 7th grade. I've run it my whole life. My brother was a big like idol to me. He went on a 4x4 team to state, and he ran pretty quick. So that's just kind of like my motivation for it.
For the two coaches, why are these two so good at what they do?
I think Owen's so good at the 400 because he has that experience, and that's played into now his leadership. He's able to bring those younger guys who are our 400 guys, and he's coached them up and brought them along into this mindset of, yeah, it's a 400, but I'm built for it. I can do it. I can train for it. And it's no longer a fear thing of them worried about not being able to finish it. Now they're all supportive of each other. They are always pushing each other in practice. I think this group, because of Owen's leadership, we've turned out some really good 400 runners, and it's looking good for our future because of his leadership.
What about you, Amy? What makes this young lady so unique and special, what she does?
I'm going to use the saying that these daggum kids say, and it's because both of them are just dogs. Like, it's the coolest thing. I stand at a certain point during the 4x4 and sometimes in the 400, but that I will, like, literally scream at Yaya and the girls, and that pumps them up, and I just see it on their face. Like, they go after it. And they're going to hurt, but they want to hurt. They can compete. And anybody, to me, physically can do the 400. You can get in shape for it, but like you said, it comes down to mental toughness. And these are two of the strongest mentally tough athletes. And unfortunately, that's a thing you can't coach anymore. And so when you have it, you hold on to it. And then, like Coach Adam said, that they are just huge leaders on our team, and they have set that bar high for hopefully our future track program.
So both of you give your teammates some bouquets here. Who runs the 4x4 with you?
I run it with Aubrey Hernandez, Star Ramirez, and Alexis Seals.
I know at least one of those is another basketball player. So I'm going to bet the basketball coach is pretty excited that y'all are out there.
Thank goodness for our multi-sport athletes.
There you go. What about you, Owen?
And my teammates are Parker Bottoма, Eric Warren, and Jamal. I don't know Jamal
Jackson.
Jamal Jackson. There we go. That's our 4x4.
Parker's a punter, right?
Yeah, he punted for us this year.
That's good for him. You don't always hear punters and kickers. They don't want that smoke usually. So, which by the way, when Amy broke out the dadgum, I heard the Mississippi a little bit in there. So. This meet coming up, it's the first of, I mentioned that kind of stair step. Amy, what do you want your kids to do this weekend to start getting ready for district? Because that's when you start extending your season a little bit.
For sure. I think every day, and especially on sports year, I'm always like counting down the district days. This is where we're visualizing it. Even today at practice, we did a mimic track meet. Like, this track meet for us is fine tuning everything. And we're very lucky that Coach Meeks has decided to do a Division I track meet because there's only 8 varsity teams. So we automatically all advance on the relays. And so Friday is kind of like a fresh day for us, fresh legs, tune up, work on handoffs. This is just mentally fine-tuning, physically fine-tuning, and no mistakes after this meet, and then go hopefully advance in some things for area.
This is when you start seeing a lot of the teams that you'll see the next few weeks.
Actually, at Lubbock Invitational, That's right. Yeah, it's all Midland, Odessa.
Well, that's
some different competition.
Different competition. That will be Friday and Saturday at Lowry Field. That brings us to the next break. I saw Chad Reynolds walk in. When we come back, we'll transition to Friendship Baseball in the Tiger Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.